Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Crypto Market Update. It is a beautiful day to be alive. It's Tuesday morning. Well, it's really Tuesday afternoon. Sorry for the late start. Just was very, one rabbit hole led to another this morning, and I was doing some work updating. Well, I updated my ledger, and then I did a lot of stuff with Rabby, and then I went and finally got into some Discords and got some old funds out of Compound, but the Compound was in a maker vault from 2 years ago, and they no longer have that interface, so I had to go through all these complicated hoops. But big shout outs to the community support in both the Compound and Maker protocol, now Sky protocol, Discords. Thank you guys very much. We've got an exciting show for you guys today. Today is, of course, December 3rd, 2024, Christmas season, beautiful year of our Lord, and it is altcoin season, ladies and gentlemen. Altcoin season is upon us. This is not the time to be hesitant. This is not the time to think we're topped. This is not the time for the faint of heart. Ladies and gentlemen, big brains, big balls. That's what's going to make us profitable this season. We're going to cover a lot today. We're going to be covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, Solana, XRP, as we always do. The top dogs, the best coins, the ones to hold. We're also going to be covering altcoin movements in the smaller markets. Give you guys a glimpse of what I have positioned into and what I think is going to do well. We're also going to look at so many other things. It doesn't even matter. Before we begin, if you find value in this content, we are here every single morning, usually from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Today, we're going to be here from 12:08 p.m. to 2:08 p.m. So it's going to be an afternoon stream. Such is life. But if you find value in this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Please share this content. It helps us out more than you could possibly imagine. It really does help. If you're watching on Rumble, drop us a follow. If you're watching on X, make sure to follow us at cracking_crypto. Links in the description. Make sure to go join our $2,000 prize pool trading competition for the Christmas season over on ByDFi. Top 5 traders receive 80% of the prize pool, and then the other 20% will be randomly distributed to any trader who trades over $100 of volume. So go sign up. You'll enjoy 0% spot trading fees, 17% off your futures fees, and life's good over there. It's all good. Access to over 600 coins. Okay, before we begin, any questions, any chart requests, let me know. Post them in the chat. Let me know how you guys are thinking. How has today been? Obviously, afternoon stream. We've had some nice volatility, and I think we've got some good buying opportunities. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the charts, and let's get going with today's market watch. Okay, starting off with Bitcoin. Kind of the big picture here. Let's just turn our attention to the 4-hour time frame here. This guppy band has been a godsend. Bitcoin is ranging. All right. We topped obviously very, very close to 100,000, just missing it, of course, hitting it at some small derivatives exchanges. But we had this very nice pullback, deviation below the 4-hour. And this is something that I've talked very consistently about. Typically, when we're in a strong trend, we're always going to be wanting to buy these pullbacks to our EMAs. All right. The way the market works is that there are technicals and fundamentals. That is one side of the equation. But then there is speculation and sentiment, and that is the other side of the coin. And occasionally, frequently, sometimes, more often than not, sentiment and speculation erupt, and they push price away from its technical and fundamental levels. And this is how we get rallies. This is how we get the beginning of strong trends. But this is also why we get, in the micro and in the macro, overextensions and underextensions, where price has just gone far too below the fundamental value, or price has gone far too far above the fundamental value, and the market corrects back down to the mean. That's why the moving averages, they're not some magical thing. They're just there to help you identify, A, how far is price deviated away from the average, and is that an opportunity? That's an edge. That's a mean reversion type thinking or strategy. And they're also there to help you know that, okay, this is where the rest of the market is looking. Price is going to pull back here. We're going to have buyers here, and this is likely going to be a bounce point. So I've been very consistent about one strategy that is going to serve you very well. If you take away nothing else from today's stream, take this away. Doesn't really matter what you want to use, although I am a big fan of the classics on the higher time frames. When we're trending, I like the 10, 30, 50, and 200 moving averages. EMA's on everything except for the 200, which is always an SMA. When we're kind of more ranging or in bear markets, I prefer the fib moving averages, which is going to be your 13, 21, 55. All right, and then same 200. EMA's and then 200 for the SMA. However, and the guppies are very similar. All right. So the guppy, this is from Chris Moody. It's not even my indicator, but again, same thing, right? 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60. All right. It's just a nice, good guppy band. You've got the fast and the slow. All right. So your fast is going to be like your 8, 10s, 15s, and your slows are going to be like your 30, 40s, and 50s. And so you really, we could probably take a lot of this off and just use the 50. It's just fine. But anyways, the whole point is that when we're in a strong uptrend, we want to be buying pullbacks to the guppy. This works particularly well on the 4-hour. However, when we see something like this, let's just expand this out. When we see something like this where price actually deviates below significantly, like we trade below the guppies, so that's a warning sign typically. And big picture, what we will often then anticipate following that is that we will then put in potentially a lower high and then make new lows. This is kind of a change of character, a potential trend reversal pattern. Now, we do have to also take into account that while overanalyzing Bitcoin is good, overanalyzing Bitcoin will cause you to kind of miss or avoid things like this, which are, kind of pumping in a season of Bitcoin moving sideways. And this is exactly what we want. And we really need look no further than our market dominance indicators. This is why we usually look at these almost every single stream. They're very important. BTC dominance is very important to look at here. As you can see, BTC dominance has been in a very nice uptrend for quite a while, and we just broke the downtrend, all right? Or we just broke the uptrend, excuse me. And of course, we were talking about that 60% level of dominance, all right? This is where we were essentially looking for rejection, all right? This is marked off previous alt seasons, all right? We can see it right here, basically, price rejecting from the 60, all right? And this is alt season right here. And so this is essentially what individuals are really hoping for here. This is alt season. This is alt sneezing right here. And this is when altcoin dominance skyrocketed and Bitcoin dominance dropped. And so we are seeing this breakdown. And of course, we're seeing prices in altcoins move right along with that, which is beautiful. Lovely to see. Awesome. Amazing. I can actually get rid of that now. All right. Again, I've talked about this before because Ethereum dominance continues to slide to the downside, but we also have to take into account that what's not really being portrayed here as well is all of the layer 2 volume. All right. All of the layer 2 market dominance. Yes, Ethereum dominance is sliding and has been going low, and FBTC has been pretty bad, but I'd say Ethereum has been doing quite okay. It's going to be pushing for a new all-time high here pretty soon. And Base and Arbitrum, etc., those are not calculated here. So I do need to make some changes to this. Well, this is just trading views indicator, so I don't need to really make changes to anything, but I digress. Okay, so that's the main things here. And unfortunately, yes, as you guys are aware, my altcoin and stablecoin dominance indicators, for some reason, are not now working as properly as they need to, but I digress. All right. Let's get back into the exciting things. All right, Bitcoin. Let's keep it simple. So this is why I have the daily short position open, because we deviated below the 4-hour. And as soon as we popped up here and started looking a little toppy, I put the daily short on, and I will hold the daily short. All right. And it's important for you guys to understand. I know a lot of people watch this stream. Well, not a lot of people. It's not like I'm super popular or anything. I could be if you guys like and subscribe. But I'm going to hold the daily short open because of this pattern. All right. Principal trading. But I'm also going to take advantage of the buy opportunity. We've now deviated below the buy zone. And so things to consider here, everything is not always the same. The same pattern, the same setup is not always the same. So looking at the distance between the guppies is very helpful, and one of the differences between the guppy indicator versus just 1 or 2 moving averages, so you can kind of see the dynamics between the moving averages, because when your moving averages are fanning wide apart, it lets you know that you have a very strong trend, and when they start to collapse or contract upon one another, you understand that the trend is consolidating or potentially even reversing. And that's what we're seeing. Look at the volatility buildup here. This is also another proxy for volatility. And what do we know about volatility? We know that low volatility precedes high volatility. Before you usually get a big breakout, you usually get a drop in volatility as price tightens and tightens and tightens and tightens and tightens, and then boop, 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 big pop in one direction or the other. So we can see this volatility crush that's currently happening. Look at the tightness of the slow guppy band right here. And so this dynamic is just a little bit different. When price falls below a widely fanned moving average, expecting a pretty powerful bounce back is normal. So I'm a little bit ambivalent about how much of a bounce back we should expect from this. Of course, lower high, then of course we are starting to look more toppy. And then you don't really see it on the daily here, all right? Or excuse me, on the 4 hour there, but you do see it a bit on the daily where, you know, again, we are starting to maybe look a little bit like an Adam and Eve, which is going to be a V top and then a rounded top. Same thing applies on the bottom. This is probably this, you know, I've always called it a swing failure pattern, which is, you know, again, it is a swing failure pattern, just different names, but the concept is the same, right? You get kind of a top that's more V-shaped and then a more rounded top. And then traditionally you would enter the trade on the break of the neckline to the downside and you would manage risk above the lower high. Pretty easy to follow. So that's still roughly the setup that you could follow along with me if you wanted to be a breakdown trader. Me, of course, I am fading this. Well, I'm not even fading because to fade a breakout, you have to have a breakout, but I'm just anticipating the lower high and potential rejection. So that's the setup for that. Movements down here to the 30 and potentially even the 50 DMA on the daily, which would be good and set us up for big rallies moving into January and Q1 of 2025. However, you know, you miss all the balls that you don't swing at, right? And so we've deviated below the 4 hour guppies. I'm going to be a buyer here. On Bitcoin, I think I'm going to wait for this evening. I already scooped up Ethereum, which we'll get to that here in just a little bit, but that's overall my opinion. And I think we have good invalidation. We do have a strong, you know, nice reversal candle here. So picking up buys here and either managing risk here or even here, but I think here would probably be fine before that push to the upside. And, you know, I think the 30-minute like confirms that as well. Again, we have relatively good support here. This looks quite bottomy. We see a lot of positions entering here. And so looking for us to potentially reverse this downtrend and actually push to the upside. But I'm going to take the trade. But again, I'm being very honest with you guys that I would not be surprised if it fails. All right. And the reason why is because I have that kind of short bias here on Bitcoin looking a little toppy, but I like to be proven wrong. I want to see Bitcoin do well and perform, but I'm just very aware that there is going to be a 30 to 40% pullback at some point in time. Hopefully we just get a 20% pullback. That would be fine. But either way, pullbacks are healthy to continue moving the rallies further along. And I'll tell you, the phone has been blowing off the hook, ringing off the hook. With new people to the markets, which is very exciting. It's great. I love talking to new people and advising them on everything. And but yeah, it's the retail is coming. Retail is here. Anyway, so that's the plan for Ethereum. Trends, we have a bullish 5-minute trend. We have an indecisive 10-minute trend. We have a bearish 30-minute trend and a bullish 4-hour trend. That's why I'm going to defer to the 4-hour here and take this opportunity to scoop up BTC, swing to the upside here. If we just look at our potential, let's get Quadriga open up. So if we just look at our targets for Quadriga is agreeing with me. Quadriga wants to manage risk on this trade below the daily low. And it wants to be looking for profits at resistance at approximately 97,987, so about 98,000, which is the resistance level we've been talking about. That's exactly what I said over here. We're going to face resistance at 98,000. That's exactly where we found resistance. And then 100,250 and 102,000. So those will be the 4-hour swing targets to the upside. You could be a little bit more conservative with that and not even plan on the breakout and just be like, oh, I'm going to take profit here, here, and here. Cool. So however you guys want to scale that, that's fine. But for now, I'm going to keep the daily open. We are consolidating at the 10 DEMA on the daily. So daily bullish uptrend. All major moving averages are fanning up, widely fanned, price above the major moving averages, but currently consolidating at the 10 DEMA, which is going to be our aggressive zone. Like we want to be buying in a very bullish trend. We want to be buying pullbacks at the 10 DEMA. And if the 10 DEMA fails, we kind of want to be like, well, all right, we're out for a little bit, because we know that likely a more pronounced pullback is going to happen. Key levels on the daily, we have our point of control at 96,021, so that is currently acting as resistance. You can see here on the 5-minute time frame, we had this 4-hour drop, but we have not yet been able to break above this local level of resistance here. We have our VWAP at 95,265. So we are a little bit above the VWAP, but price is just going to oscillate around the VWAP for a little while, see if we can gain enough momentum to charge up, break through that point of control, push up into the value area high, and get back up to retest that resistance at 98,000. That's the overall game plan for today. Our value area low is going to be 93,558 to 94,394. So obviously we already saw price push down into that lane. It was scooped up. That was the high value area of the day. We have not really traded into the value area high of the day, except for the very early hours when the range was relatively tight, but then we trended to the downside. So looking for a return to the value area high at this point in time. Intraday is probably asking for a lot. When we see setups like this, this is usually resolved, if we are going to resolve to the upside, overnight by the UMA markets and the APAC markets. So we're expecting the Europeans or the Asians to come in overnight and push this to the upside if we are indeed going to push to the upside. Critical thing is that this low holds. Okay, so I'm not really expecting too much excitement from Bitcoin today. Not really expecting us to break out of this 4-hour range too much. Not really expecting us to do much to deviate from this 30-minute range. You can already see we've had the typical market maker shenanigans. Here's the 30-minute time frame up here in the top right, and you can see that we deviated to the upside, stopped out shorts, deviated to the downside, stopped out longs. But overall, I mean, not a massively decisive movement here so far today. So not too worried about anything. So yeah, so I think the game plan for Bitcoin's pretty simple, pretty clear. Everybody's on the same page. Pretty cool. Ethereum. Same thing. Ethereum's a little bit cleaner because Ethereum has had these very nice clean pullbacks into the 4-hour guppy buy zone. And we have another opportunity right now. So just principal trading, be a buyer. Okay. Be a buyer. All right. Entries here. You guys can see my long setup here on the 4-hour time frame. Again, I just used Quadriga to come up with these targets. Price hasn't moved much since my long swing entry. Called that for the group just a little bit ago. So approximately entry here, managing risk down here, and then looking for those higher targets right there, and potentially even a breakout up to 3,900. Just nice, easy, simple, principled trading, ladies and gentlemen. Don't have to do anything too crazy. We have a bearish 5-minute trend, 10-minute trend, 30-minute trend, but a bullish 4-hour trend. So again, of course, we're going to have bearish LTF trends when we've done a 4-hour pullback. Life's good. We also, as you can see, pulled back to the daily 10 DEMA. So this is exactly what we want to see. This is nice. Again, bullish trend, all major moving averages fanning out. Life is good. Weekly looks amazing. Pull back to the 200 SMA, pushing up quite nicely. And, you know, things are quite bullish. You know, obviously, you know, whatever. And we also just have a very strong bottoming candle here. You can see it here on the 5-minute time frame. You can see it here on the 10-minute time frame. You can see it here on the 30-minute time frame. Big volume. So we do this candle is very important. This candle is very important. This candle is very important. And we just need those levels to hold. We want those levels to hold if we're going to maintain bullish bias, because I don't like to hold things much lower than my conviction level. So if Ethereum wants to take a dive, cool. I'm not going to be holding it all the way down. I've got my invalidation. That's why I'm a trader rather than a holder. So key levels on the daily for Ethereum. We are consolidating at that point of control right now, 3,574. We are a little bit below VWAP at 3,594. Life is pretty good. Again, price had chosen the dominant direction to the downside throughout most of the morning trading session. So it is going to be quite a stretch to expect that during the American hours that we do come up here. That would be rare, but obviously possible. Our value area low is coming in at 34.99 to 35.46. So we've already seen a big deviation down into that. Overall, I would like to see price hold. It's fine if we come down here and test a little bit, but I would like to see overall price hold. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of shenanigans we get. Looking like, you know, the 10-minute obviously is trending down and acting as resistance, as is the 30-minute. So we'll see. We'll see what we get kind of intraday. Value area high at 36.42, 36.42 to 36.89. So that is that's kind of certainly the target. You can see that's quite above the 10-minute time frame right there, and that corresponds pretty nicely with approximately the first targets on the Ethereum swing long. Life's good. Again, I don't really expect to see that bullish resolution. I don't really expect to be in the green today. $100 on algo here. I don't really expect to be in the green today. I expect resolution tonight or to be stopped out tonight. One or the other. One of the two. One of the two is going to happen, right? One of the two is going to happen. Could go up, could go down. Uh, but yeah, I am biased to the bull side on Ethereum because of the position that we have. Looking at Solana, let's just kind of zoom out here on the 4-hour time frame. As you guys know, I shorted Solana up here once we were failing. And I did, as I said on yesterday's stream, actually close that position out yesterday. And I closed it out about here. And then I saw this candle while I was open. And I was like, oh my God, like I gotta... But again, that is not the right kind of thinking. I continue to advocate for that. Like if you open, like when you take a trade, open the trade, set your stop loss, set your take profit, and then close, like don't look at it anymore, because you're gonna screw the odds of you screwing it up by monitoring it. Like, are you a hall monitor? Do you need a pass? Are you a teacher, right? Are you a police officer? Okay. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you see like 3 red candles and that's against your direction? Are you gonna call up CZ and be like, yo, dude, like I am not happy with what you are doing right now. Like I entered long and like I need to pay my rent. So I need you to like call Tether and pump this shit, bro. Like what are you gonna do? Why are you monitoring the trade? Right? There's no reason. Okay. It's gonna screw with your emotions. It's gonna screw with your head. You're gonna take premature profit. You're gonna exit prematurely, right? You might already have problems with prematureness, and no judging. Do more squats, and it's just, you don't need to sit there and look at the trade. It's not going to help you. It's not going to make your life better to sit there and stare at the chart, stare at the computer. This is why I'm an advocate for systems trading, not because it's profitable, but because it is freeing. It allows you to live your life. Okay. You set up a system that alerts you when there's a trading opportunity based on patterns that you've identified through studying. Okay. And then you go to the computer, you analyze the position, you apply whatever level of discretion that you want in your system. You can be fully like, I get a signal, I take the trade, to I get a signal and I look at a few things to determine if I take the trade. But regardless of what your process is, you take the trade, set your stop loss, set your profit targets, and then there's a tab. I don't know if you know this. It works on TradingView. It works on exchanges too. But you can't see it on my screen. But here, let me show you here. In the upper in the upper right hand corner, right, you'll see this button. It'll see what happens when you click it. Look, your screen goes away. You see that, and you can't see it anymore. So I encourage you to familiarize yourself with that option on the computer, because that will drastically save your life. I guarantee you. It will save you from so many mistakes. The most common beginner mistakes are over trading, and that is literally just paying too much attention to the chart. Take the trade, and then you're either going to win or lose. Doesn't matter. So Solana on the 4-hour time frame, it has pulled back here quite a bit. I probably should be much more of a bull here on Solana. I mean, it does look good to swing to the upside. Let's look at the daily. I mean, of course, look at the daily. Look at where we're at. We have now pulled back to the 30 DEMA. We should be expecting a bounce here. The only thing I don't like, I don't know. I just don't want to. Like, I'm seeing a head and shoulders. I'm seeing a break of the neckline. And that is a 12% movement. And that is going to be putting us about to 205, right? So right back to this level of support, approximate with a 50 daily exponential moving average. I just feel that Solana got so excited, and now we're seeing a relatively large exodus of Solana meme coin trading moving over to base. That I don't know. I'm just I'm not a Solana bear by any means. Like, Solana is great, but I rolled most of my Solana into Aptos late last week, and that's done really well for me. And yeah, so I'm just gonna hold out on Solana, see if we get a pullback here to like 205, maybe 200, and then I'll be a buyer on Solana. I mean, I'm not mad at anybody who scoops up Solana right here. Like, it makes sense. We're at the 30 DEMA. It's a level of support. It's fine. It's a lower low. It's a doji. Okay, like, you can make all the arguments you want. It's fine. But yeah, I guess that's my opinion on Solana. I just not super excited to swing into the upside, but I mean, we could expect some volatility here. If I was going to take Solana to the upside, I mean, I'd enter long just like with Ethereum, and I'd set my stop loss below the daily low. And where does Quadriga want to take the trade? Yeah, Quadriga wants to manage risk at the exact same place, wants to manage risk at about 215, and it wants to look at 234, 243, and 253. So basically just, you know, a return, potential return all the way to the top, 3-to-1 risk to reward. Boom, bam, bop. Key levels on the day. Of course, we have a indecisive 5-minute trend, a bearish 10-minute trend, a bearish 30-minute trend, and a bearish 4-hour trend. All right. Bullish daily trend, obviously, and we have pulled back to a significant level of support. Key levels on the daily, we are consolidating at the point of control at approximately $223.40. VWAP is synonymous with that at $223.91. As I said, price had already picked a dominant direction to the downside, dipping down into the value area low, which is now approximately 215.40 to 219.57, and our value area high is 228.25 to 232.42. So that would be my overall opinion on that. XRP, the beautiful, the my beloved. Yeah, I never thought I would say that if you would ask me like 2 years ago, but here we are. The banker's coin wins. XRP on the daily, we do have a spinning top doji right now. We're quite a bit of ways away from the 10 DEMA. I'm not saying I said yesterday that I rolled my most of my XRP at this point in time back into my Aptos trade. So I have spot XRP, but I'm out of my leverage position, and just kind of as I expected, XRP did have a pretty gnarly pullback here, about a 12% pullback here. Although it was deeper, it was like 15%, I think, or 18% at the max. XRP doesn't necessarily have to pull back more, but I'm not expecting it to immediately pump again. If we look at the 10 DEMA, and if we look at how this has played out before, every time we have one of these punctuated movements, price goes sideways until the 10 DEMA catches up with it. And this is a pattern that you are going to see over and over and over again when something is trending very strongly. It'll pump, go sideways, or maybe even pull back a little bit, but it's the 10 DEMA that needs to catch up. And once the 10 DEMA catches up, it's like, oh, permission to pump, sideways. Oop, oh, permission to pump. So it's going to take a few days for the 10 DEMA to catch up with XRP. So we will again revisit XRP later on in the week, or unless something else changes. But for now, just holding spot XRP. Life's good. All's well. Key levels, we have an indecisive 5-minute trend, a bearish 10-minute trend, an indecisive 30-minute trend, and a bullish 4-hour trend. 4-hour buyback zone on XRP is going to be about 190 to 220, so kind of a wide zone, but that's where we'd be looking. Daily 10 DEMA is coming in at $2, so right in the middle of that zone. So just approximately $2 is where I'd be looking for pullbacks if we're going to get pullbacks on XRP. Key levels on the daily, our point of control is $2.51. Our VWAP is $2.59. So we're consolidating here nicely. Could get a nice pop to the upside. We do have resistance here at the VWAP at $2.59, and price has been consolidating underneath for quite a while, and especially after such a big throwback here that we had and got bought up. Let's see if price can push up maybe to 270. We'll see. But again, overall, I just expect, broadly XRP to kind of range in that zone, in this zone that we've created and established. So nothing major, nothing crazy. Value area high 275 to 291, value area low 228 to 243. And then Doge. Doge has pulled back a little bit on my entry, deviation below that 4-hour buy zone. So again, I'm a buyer. I'm a scoop to the upside right here at the 10 DEMA. We have been grinding up nicely. We do have this pretty stiff resistance at 45 cents, as I've been saying here for a little over a week and a half now. But yeah, life's pretty nice here. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm definitely a buyer on Doge. 10 DEMA has caught up. So if we fail here, looking at pullbacks to like 35 cents, but hopefully we can just push to the upside here. I think this is a nice buying opportunity that we see right now. Key levels on the daily, we have our point of control at 0.40483 and our VWAP at 0.4151. Our value area low is 0.38665 to 0.393834. And our value area high is 0.42267 to 0.43436. So again, expecting a push up towards that value area high either, but again, like I said, similar to all the other major assets that we looked over today, I'm not necessarily expecting resolution right this second. I'm not impatient. I would expect that it would happen probably overnight. Okay. Let's look at the broader market here. Looking at GOAT. GOAT is still downtrending, potential double bottom. Last time we saw a double bottom, GOAT did rally 27%. So I still have my GOAT position, still like GOAT, good AI meme coin. And it's pulled back a lot, but life's good. As you guys know, I have a big fat bag of BOEM. BOEM now pushing to the upside again. Again, similar, nice double bottom, almost triple bottom you could say here, but we did have that strong support at 008 approximately. Cardano doing okay. Pulled back to the 4-hour buy zone. As you can see here, this is just simple trading, right? Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, right? And we just pulled back again and retraced already about 30 to 40% of that. So life's relatively good. Current buy zone on ADA is going to be approximately about $1.09. Pepe, nice little fake out there on Pepe where we tried to break to the upside here, did actually make like a local higher high, not a macro higher high, and then just rejected, and we're all the way back at the buy zone now on Pepe. I'd still be a buyer on Pepe. You can see the 200 SMA is catching up with us, and I would expect that once that 200 SMA catches up with us, very similar to the concept of the 10 DEMA catching up on the daily time frame, the price will have permission to pump. As you guys know, I called Aptos over here on the breakout. I called Aptos at about 1320. After calling it, price did pull back to 1242, and now we are trading at 1402. So nice breakout here on Aptos, looking potentially $20. Hedera hash graph has pulled back as well after a beautiful overnight pump. Pulled back a little bit here so far intraday. Maybe we get more pullbacks to about 29 cents, or overall, again, just going sideways until our moving averages can catch up. They need permission. Ohm finally making that big push. We were looking obviously for that potential breakdown, but we established strong support at $3.50 and now trading over 50 cents higher at $4.03. So shout outs to holders of Ohm. We are at resistance right now, so I wouldn't be piling into Ohm potentially right now. But I mean, you guys got to pick your winners and your losers. Algo. One second. All right. Algo. Doing pretty well, trending nicely to the upside. Shout outs to Flimp, who was in chat yesterday and did call. Oh, sorry, the music's not on. Why don't you guys tell me this stuff? Tell me if the music's still up. Shout outs to Flimp, came in chat yesterday, called Algo successfully. It did pop very, very nicely to the upside. Reached about 60 cents, and he called this at what? 50 cents. So great pop on Algo. Prices pull back a little bit. If we are going to continue aggressively pumping, looking around 51 cents for the pullback. And if we break 51 cents, then we're going to have a more pronounced pullback, potentially to about 43 cents. All right. A little Nero action here. Oh, you know what? No, sorry. I know what I can do here. Let's get it popping in here. Nero's good. Okay. I want Popcat. I love that they have the social stuff. Can I get maybe Popcat Soul? But I guess Popcat on the perpetuals is fine. There we go. I mean, it's the same thing, yeah. All right, it's 4 hour there. I did purchase. I went pretty heavy into Popcat earlier. I bought Popcat early this morning. Because I can't remember what it was, but Coinbase listed, was it Bonk? I can't remember what Coinbase listed, but and now Popcat is potentially going to be listed on Coinbase. So Popcat's pushing to the upside. So I want to look at Popcat. I want to look at Brett. Yep, that's fine. We want 4 hour guppies, not EMAs. We want 4 hour guppies, not EMAs. We want 4 hour guppies, not EMAs. Brett, and then let me see here. What else do we want to watch? I think we need to be watching Velo. I've actually noticed that a lot of people have been finding my channel because of my Velo content, which I think is pretty cool. Because obviously I'm a big liquidity provider on Velo and will be for the next 4 years. What else? What else? Oh, we should also be watching Department of Government Efficiency. And we should be watching incentive. And we should be watching maybe FTM. Yeah. Looks good to me. And finally, we should be watching Hero, Popcat, Brett, Velo, Doge, Incentive, Phantom, and what's another like really good like I guess I should just look into like, what do you got in your Phantom wallet? Parcel, probably. PRCL. Yeah, Parcel is probably pretty good to watch. Okay. Parcel. Life's good. All right. I feel pretty happy about that. All right. Let's take a look here. Incentive definitely coming back into that 4 hour buy zone right now. Department of Government Efficiency has found support at the 200. Oh, wait. Do we have the EMAs on? I kind of like that we have those EMAs on because we pulled back to that 200 EMA and found strong support. Maybe we do just throw the EMAs on. They're really not. Yeah, they're really not bothering anything. And that also is going to help me identify that more longer term period of support, especially for this level of analysis. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. All right. Oh, yeah. So Popcat, I think, has some good potential here. I think Doge has very good potential here. I think Velo's doing pretty well. Potential breakout. I think Brett should be probably bought right now. An incentive is looking like a good buy right here. By the way, big shout outs to Jordan, Stotts, Mikado, M3TZ124, Alex, Eth1, Johnny Boy Crypto, Andrew, Tyler, Mahmood, Saga Alpha Club, Britt, I see you, hun. Prophet Bear. Let's see here. Alex wants me to look at Virtual on Base and Zero Bro on Solana. Absolutely. Tezos requested by M3TZ. Grits and Chitlins to use, Tyler. Your high time frame trending strategy is kicking butt lately, obviously, but all this whipsaw over the last few days on LTFs makes me want to work on a reversion strategy to go with. Absolutely. Yeah. Scalper strategy on the 5 minute. And Prophet Bear, we will take a look at Jesus, my friend. Looking at gold, gold has not really done anything for the last 4 days. I am quite bullish on gold, especially because we had quite a nice pullback here and we are holding that level of support here right now. So I'm pretty bullish on gold above 25.31 and just looking for those. I think gold's going to be probably over 3,000 in 2025. Silver, getting a nice push from silver. Look at this nice double bottom that we've got right here. We've got a neckline for potential breakout on silver above $31.40. So I definitely be swinging long on silver futures if that were the case. But as you guys know, I am just a big silver stacker. Massive gap down on UNG today. Look at that. Look at that gap. And then just selling off UNG. What are we doing? Yeah, so about a 2% gap to the downside. And so far putting in about a negative 5% day on UNG. Overall, we've established a strong level of support here at about 1287. So price is returning there. I've been unable to successfully break out above $15.05 on UNG. Oil having a little bit of a push up from our level of support here at 66.52. As you guys know, I'm quite bearish on oil futures. SPY is kind of sideways for the day, not really doing anything. The Q's gapped down, but pumped back up to the new high. And of course, we made a new all-time high in the stock market yesterday, so life's good. Let's look at our stocks, hot stocks. MicroStrategy getting a little bit of an up movement today, but not super impressive. We actually gapped down a little bit, but again, just consolidating at that 10 DMA where we would expect to get a bounce to the upside. Coinbase as well is also consolidating at its 10 DMA, expecting further upside. Nvidia pull back to that 50 daily exponential moving average, expecting a little bit of a bounce, but I'm pretty bearish below 136.22. I'd be out of Nvidia in the short term. SMCI, again, very nice bounce potential. We do have resistance at 49.14. Nice sell off today. What did we get? Yeah, we're down about 2.24%. Tesla looks like we gapped down as well. Slightly bearish day from Tesla after attempting to go for the breakout yesterday. But again, overall, looking for that 10 DMA to catch up with us, and then we might see higher prices above 360. Palantir popped off today. Beautiful breakout on Palantir. Shout outs to holders of Palantir. Vistra pullback consolidation at the 10 DMA. ARC, let's see here, after a massive movement yesterday, gapped up. So beautiful. Tried to sell off, but holding at a new high. So really loving that. Nice, strong trend. Probably wait for that 10 DMA to catch up, just like it did here. See how we popped up? Basically went sideways. 10 DMA caught up and pop, right? So that's what I'm expecting from ARC here. Go sideways here a little bit. 10 DMA catches up and then pop maybe up to 32. Let us check in with the Mink strategy. This is the strategy I currently have automated right now. All right, let's see here. So we saw Minx trying to position, this is the first, trying to position to the long side. But so we entered long here, entered long here, and we got out of those longs here and flipped short, took profit, short, and took profit. So it looks like for the last 2 days, I mean, Minx has been killing it. Minx crushed this, Minx crushed this, Minx crushed this. Minx had a good trade yesterday. On the 2nd in the early morning hours. This entered this at this is 8 p.m. on the 1st and exited at 4 a.m. on the 2nd, and then went short at 10 a.m. on the 2nd and short again at 12. And then the system should have got me out here on the 5-minute, but here's the hourly signal to get out right here. We're all Minx strategy doing well. Let's check in with Ethereum. Let's see here on Ethereum. It looks like we crushed it, honestly. Short, out, short, take profit, short, take profit. Yeah, looks really good. Crushing it on Ethereum with the Minx strategy. Let's see here on Solana, short, take profit, short, take profit, short, take profit. So not too bad. Had to probably break even because of the low entry on this and the high entry on this and the exit here. So overall, pretty good. If you guys want access to any of these strategies as well as the rest of our proprietary indicators, you guys can get all of that at crackingcryptocurrency.com. All members of the Crypto Trading Academy receive our premium indicator package. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all we got. How long have we been going for? 47 minutes? That's not bad. Wow. Okay. All right, let's check back in. Kind of see overall what we got going on. Not too much. We'll get to chart requests here in just a second, guys. Give me I'm going to take a brief break. I need to just go get some water real quick, so I'll be back in about 1 minute. Don't go anywhere or else. All right, guys. Well, yes, indeed. Okay, let's get to our chart requests, starting off with M3TZ124. He wanted Tezos. All right, Tezos, let's start off on the daily time frame. Of course, nice, beautiful, bullish trend. Let's see here. Yeah, so here, I mean, we can just see here very clearly the same pattern that I've been telling you guys about for the majority of the stream. We have price pumping, nice uptrend. It goes sideways until what? The 10 DEMA catches up with price with support, gives it permission to pump again. This is quite a big pump. Pulls back to the 10 DEMA, goes sideways until what? Price 10 DEMA catches up, gives permission price to pump, gives price permission to pump again. What do we see here? Slight pullback. I would be holding Tezos right now, waiting for that 10 DEMA to catch up for potentially another push to the upside here. Price is above the baseline. All major moving averages moving up. 10 DEMA is currently acting as support. Thing to watch for is obviously if price deviates below the 10 DEMA, that's kind of your warning sign that the trend is over or the trend is at least going to pause. At that point in time, you probably want to take profit off the table. And then just either roll your investment into a different alt or just kind of wait. You just sit on your hands until you get another signal. Typically, if price holds up to the 10 DEMA, you can enter the position again or enter on a breakout signal. But again, watching the daily, looking at how these things have pumped on the daily, you're not going to get the cleanest signals like that because this thing is just pumping too erratically. So let's do some big picture stuff here. So we do have some pretty good resistance here. This is our previous level of resistance here. Let's mark that off. And that's where we're currently at. Price could see a pause here real quick. We did break briefly above that resistance and pull back. Let's see if we can actually consolidate at that level of resistance. Might see some selling, which again might be that opportunity to take profit off the table, wait for a bit of a pullback, and then re-enter the buying opportunity. Again, we are in alt season. I think we're going to be in alt season for a while now, so life is relatively good. Once we get above that, kind of what are next potential targets for Tezos here. $3 mark, it looks relatively interesting for long-term resistance here on the daily. And we'll just keep it simple there for now. We don't really need to extrapolate much beyond that. Do we have... Yeah, and we do have support. We do have support right about here. So big picture, we have support at about $1.19. We're currently facing this resistance at $1.58 approximately. We have the 10 DEMA chilling at 144. Might take a few days, might take a week to catch up with price. Overall, we could see price consolidate between $1.50 and $1.58 as we've seen here. And then we either see, very bullish, just immediate continuation, potentially a pullback to support at $1.19, which would likely be a buying opportunity as our 30 and 50 DEMA will then at that point be catching up. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, what do we see here? Not too bearish, honestly. Because we're actually seeing price find support at the 30 DEMA. We have our 50 DEMA down here at $1.45. So just kind of in the medium term here, this looks relatively good. However, this does look a little bit more toppy compared to these previous tops. When you see price V down, usually it gets bought right back up. So here we see price V down, like, you see what I'm saying? Like it's very quick. Whereas this is much more rounded, and rounded tops are often signs of more significant distribution. Just price has spent more time here selling, because you have to understand, buyers are still buying right here, but sellers are having the opportunity to offload much more coins. And if the buying enthusiasm kind of wears out, then price will plunge. Overall, again, you could take kind of a short-term trade plunge, look to take price back up to resistance, maybe to $1.67 right here in the short term, now that we found support here temporarily at the 4-hour 30 exponential moving average. Next kind of stop would be about 145. So I would probably kind of sit and chill and see if we do get another movement down to 145. That would be my analysis on Tezos. Thank you for the request. M3TZ, I appreciate you supporting the channel, my friend. All right, next we have Alex wants me to look at virtual on base. Let's see here, all exchange types, DEX, spot, and we're gonna be looking at base swap. So we want to be looking at virtual protocol. Virtual protocol, you dog, you. Let's go to the 4-hour. All right, life's pretty clear. Virtual protocol, pretty good. Kind of a long-term consolidation, didn't do too much. We had an initial resistance at 1971. We have now broken cleanly above that. Price V'd down, found support at that 50 DEMA. Not DEMA, but EMA, and is now pushing up. I like this. I like this quite a bit. I would likely be a buyer on virtual because of that steep pullback. I would probably be a buyer here. I would be out if price closes below 34.06, which would be about 20-25% to the downside. So manage risk accordingly. Upside targets. Yeah, and Quadrigo wants to actually manage risk at 37,642. It's looking for upside at 50.75, 50.638, 57.192, and 63.747. So about 15% stop loss for a potential 30% upside on virtual protocol. Not a bad asset. I think it is base season right now. Base is pumping. We can see that money flow got oversold on that bounce, and we haven't made new highs. Little bit of resistance here, maybe at 44,221. Either I would probably scale in. I would probably get a starter position on right now and then just add if price does keep climbing. But that starter position allows you to then capitalize on a pullback here to the 30 EMA support around 37.530. It's not showing the fifth one, but 37.530, let's just say, on a potential pullback. So look for potential pullbacks, like I said here, about 14%, and that way you can kind of ignore that bigger stop loss, the fact that Quadrigo wants to manage risk here at about 15%, and instead starter position and then full position here, and then you can actually manage risk below the swing low here at 32.080, below the 50 EMA. That would be my expectation. Let's just do some targets here potentially. So if we say from bottom to top, from bottom, if we saw a nice push to the upside here, 382 extension, if we go for 618, it's going to be putting up to 55559. Full movement would be up to 69.59. So that's pretty synonymous with what we saw from Quadriga there as well. So I'm liking that. That's good. Overall, pretty good asset. Right chain, right time. So good good eye there, Alex. I like this. Let's take a look. How much do I like this? Oh, whoops. Hello. I'm gonna refresh GMGM. Don't have too much in my hot wallet. I have less than $1,000 in my hot wallet. Oh, it's trending. Nice. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a scam. It's got a 99.97% sell tax, man. That's a honeypot. Do not buy this token. Why are there so many smart degens in here? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I've seen this before, where the idea is that they will pull the tax at some point in time, and this is to disincentivize selling. Hey, DeBird, good to see you over there on X. But yeah, that kind of scares me. So you're selling, so you're saying I can sell without paying this 99% tax? Oh, this is probably just the wrong virtual then. I don't see how it could generate more than 67.5 million in volume. E1B is the contract, and okay. Yeah, E1B. I'm looking right at it. All right, fuck it. I'm staking the future of my family on you guys, buying $641 worth of virtual here. Yeah, that's cool. Used to slippage. Ape together strong. Let's go. Told my daughter we were going to buy. Well, actually, so I went to Shields last night, which is one of my favorite stores. I love Shields. And if you guys lived in the Midwest, Shields would be one of your favorite stores as well. Because all summer long, last summer, I purchased my daughter some brand new Merrell snow boots and Merrell snow pants, and she's loved them. They've been fantastic. But I thought, oh, well, of course, because I remember they were a little bit big then. I was like, well, of course they're going to fit, you know, come the snow this winter. Well, it snowed for the first time yesterday significantly. And, you know, I wake up at 5. I always wake up at 5 and I work out. I row for like a half hour. I lift weights, get my shower in, and I'm kind of laying out all her stuff for school. And I set her snow boots. I set her snow pants. I'm kind of like feeling proud as a father. I'm like, oh, cool. You know, it's going to be her first day of snow. She's going to be so excited to go out there and like do snow angels. And then she got ready and came downstairs, and I was upstairs for a little bit, and I come downstairs and she's just like struggling to get these boots on that do not fit her. And the snow pants won't buckle, and they look like she's a fat guy in a tiny coat. And I'm like, oh, you poor kid. So we figured it out. We had some different stuff, but I went to Shields last night for an emergency snow pant and snow boot purchase, and she looked pretty cool this morning. But if this trade fails, I'm not going to be able to go get myself new Carhartts. All right, so I'm going to pay for my new Carhartts with the profits from this trade. It's all good. DYOR, man, I'm responsible for my own. Snowed just a blonde one in Minneapolis too. Is that? I am not familiar with Minnesota slang. Please elaborate on what is a blonde one? That makes even less sense. And I like you, AJ. I just want to understand what you're putting down. Is that like a lot? Man, don't you know better than touch a band's radio? What does it all mean? Oh, there's layers of meaning. Ah, okay, yeah, literally, this Chat GPT figured that out too. It's like, and that's kind of what I thought, like blonde hair, like thin blonde hair, likely trying to say it snowed lightly, using blonde metaphorically or playfully instead of light or fluffy. All right, okay, got you. Yes. It was the thin one. It's a thin one, not a thick Spanish one. I feel you, man. All right, good stuff. Thank you. I love Minneapolis, by the way. I love Minnesota. It's one of my favorite states. All right. We are based up. Back to Alex. He also wanted me to look at Zerbro. Get these off my chart. Dex spot. We're going to be looking at Radium. Zerbro. I mean, this one doesn't look too bad either as far as Solana goes. We had support here, a little bit lower at the 30 DEMA. My only issue is that we're no longer in a 4-hour uptrend. We consolidated, made lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Although there does seem to be, I would have to look at this a little bit more closely on, let's go to GMGN. Oops, I don't know what's going on here. Let's switch to Solana and look at Zerbro. $34 million in volume today. So the dev has sold all of his tokens. But top holders still are holding on from big buys right here and here. The dev did sell all of his tokens. Well, dev sold all his tokens back here, so fuck him. He's an idiot. See what are the whales doing? Yeah, too many to count. They're botting. Smart degens. They didn't trade this one too well. Yeah, so it looks like the top traders haven't taken the majority of their profits yet. So Zerbro could definitely run. And price has pulled back quite a bit here on Zerbro, so I actually quite like this one. Come on. There we go. And I do got some Solana to throw in this beast. Ah, yes, cool. Yes, indeed. But this is... here we go. Indeed, yes. We'll buy like one soul. Put me in, coach. You guys realize that's why I do the stream, so I get smart people to come on the stream and share alpha with me. I share my alpha with you, you share your alpha with me. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Eth1 says, I hope XRP will go to $5 in 2060. No, we're like 3/4 of the way there, man. Or we're halfway there, right? I don't think we gotta wait till 2060. I think XRP could hit maybe $10 this cycle. So some people are like 50, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I could see 10. I think people are underestimating like just the flood of liquidity that's coming into crypto. The flood. I mean, every company is looking at what MicroStrategy has done, and they're going to copy. You're going to have MicroStrategy copycats. And we've got the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Act from the United States government, and other governments around, and sovereign wealth funds are going to copy that. I mean, it's just, we've never seen this before. We're about to, we're either going to see like the biggest bubble we've ever seen over the next year or two. It's Hex to the moon. Thought we were all in Pulse Chain now. Let's see here. I'm going to look at Jesus for Profit Bear here. How's Win doing? This is the last. Oh, Win is not doing so hot. Yep, look at that. Some more of that Solana Alpha. Well, you know. Oh, wait. I got to add Zero Bro to my... Boom. All right, good. And then we should go to base and make sure... I'm not going to buy this, but... There we go. I forgot to star this. My bad. All right, so let's do Jesus on Eth. Jesus is on Eth. So let's do like, hit me up with like a, why isn't my brain working right now? Let's just look for Jesus. Oh yeah, like why did my brain not bring Uniswap to me? Yeah, let me hit me up with some of that Uniswap. Let's see here. I mean, we talked about Jesus yesterday quite a bit. Potential support here, as we can see. This was previous resistance, deviation from that previous resistance, pullback, and then finally a successful breakout of that resistance. So this is basically just a return to the latest impulsive movement. Excuse me. Obviously, our critical support is down here quite a ways. And Jesus did do really well here. But lower high, breaking down below support, attempting to back test and reject from that support right here so far. I mean, listen, you know, Jesus' time will come, you know, all coins in their own good time. All right. Overall, like if we look back, like Jesus is much higher than it was previously. We established a much higher base up here. So we've got a lot of investors that entered here. So we should see some defense of this position here. And hopefully we can get back up to some of these previous highs that we were experiencing back in 2023. So I don't really have any strong recommendations for Jesus. If it's one of your long-term holds, you got to stick to your conviction. As far as from a trader's perspective, I just don't really see an impetus for this right now. I need to see a strong reversal in trend. I need to see higher highs and higher lows, and then I buy higher lows. Profit Bear says, I do love some silver and gold. I did sell the top around 2.7K on gold and still just stacking silver. Good man. Keep it up. Tyler says, I'm getting into metals too. Going to load up on silver after BTC takes the next leg. I am. Silver is going to be good because silver is so valuable because it's a necessary component in so much of our electronic equipment. Not that gold is not. But there's some more difficulties, and I'm not an expert, but as I understand it, there's just a little bit more difficulties in silver mining relative to gold mining. Profit Bear has heard rumors that silver might hit $250 an ounce maybe next year. Again, we're either going to get into, so just so we're clear here, I don't want to get too political today, but you know, it doesn't matter how you feel about the Russian-Ukrainian war from a moral or emotional standpoint. That's not what I want to get into, because you can of course make the moral argument on either side. And you know, obviously everybody has a different opinion on how much of a threat Russia is. I've made my stance on this relatively clear. But we have to understand that people have differences of opinion, and there are lots of threats and things we need to focus on in the world, but we can't focus on all of them, right? We have a limited amount of energy, we have a limited amount of manpower, and we have a limited amount of resources. And so our job is to try to marshal those resources, preserve those resources, and strategically plan how to utilize those resources in the way that we think is best, based on the information that we have, limited or complete. We always have to operate on limited information. Henry Kissinger famously said that you have to operate once you have 30% of the available evidence, because if you wait until you have 40%, it's too late to take action. So just so we're very clear, it seems very clear to me that it's not necessarily that Trump or his presidency or the people he's putting into cabinets or into the military are going to, like, don't think that there is a threat on the right, or excuse me, a threat from the European theater of war. Okay, we know very well the threats of the European theater of war. But our issue, they feel the primary concern is going to be China. China has been aggressively ramping up its military for the last X number of years, and they are preparing to invade Taiwan. It's indisputable. And so we want to marshal our resources into the Pacific theater of war to prevent the invasion of Taiwan. Now, we are going to benefit from the fact that China is a peaking power and it's on the decline right now. It's just simply not able to marshal the resources that it was able to marshal years ago. Also, of course, it now is going through the same problem that America has, aging population, and not enough young people to take care of them. There used to be like 2 to 1 old people to, or excuse me, there used to be like 8 young people to every 1 old person in China throughout the majority of their massive economic boom over the last 30, 40 years. And now there's 2 to 1, right? So big change, just big demographic change, aging population. We see that all across the world, aging populations, less young people, birth rate plummeting, right? You know, we've been talking about this for years. And so with that being said, I think that silver and gold are going to be a massive resource. Whether we get into a hot war with China, which would be unfortunate and bad, or whether it's a cold war, ideally, which is what, I mean, we're either going to get into a hot war or a cold war with China. Because what we've seen, you could make the same argument about Russia, you can make the same argument about America, because certainly America's been guilty of it too, is that when a nation expands greatly and then starts to contract, they rarely just, like gracefully succumb to their fate. No, they blame other people and they lash out, and they usually resort to colonialism or conquering to maintain their growth rate, or kind of maintain their level. No country is kind of cool with like, oh, it's fine, we'll just contract, militarily, economically, in status. No country's cool with that. And China's gotten so big and so big and so big that like they're the second largest power in the world. I don't think they're going to go gracefully into the night. And not say like China just falls off a cliff, like no, but they are going to contract. They're in the process of contracting economically. And what are they doing? Well, they're ramping up their military. So that kind of lets you know what's probably on the horizon. Tyler asks if I want to do Forex. I'm looking for a bottom on THBUSD weekly, thinking the monthly will range. Breakdown seems unlikely to me. Your thoughts? Let's take a gander. Not on crypto. What are we doing? Can we like... Can you all like hit me up with some of that like okay. I was looking for like forex.com or something. Yeah, I mean, listen, like obviously we did have a nice bullish trend there for a while, but in the macro, we're certainly not trending to the upside. I mean, Forex doesn't necessarily do that. It's very delayed. So actually like look at this bullish trend that we have here, right? It's pretty bullish from here to here, but look at the 200 weekly SMA, like it doesn't really like register that that's happening and start moving up mightily until basically like it's kind of over. And same thing here, right? Like the MA has been moving down, and it's usually like once you start to see those more advanced peaks that we can see trend reversals. I do like the higher high resistance at previous support here on the weekly time frame. Pulled back to mid-range. This overall does look good. And I mean, I do like this. Like we did seem to establish some very strong support right here on the weekly time frame. We are below the weekly baseline. We're not below all major moving averages though. And the fact that we popped up above the 200 SMA either means this is just a throwback and we would be looking for a breakout. So I'd be interested in the Thai baht above, of course, the daily baseline at 0.0296. Which seems attractive to me. Sorry, it's actually at 0.0293. Oh, that's not quite right. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't like to reversal trade Forex. I only like to trend trade on the daily time frame, but the weekly time frame is also okay. I don't disagree with your idea of looking for a bottom. I mean, I think this is pretty convincing and very strong right here. And this is a pretty strong rally and a throwback to mid-range after a breach of the 200 SMA. Does look like we would like to see a breakout. Obviously, last time we just went. We didn't have that throwback, like kind of fake out above the 200 SMA. But it makes sense. We established this resistance here. And so, you know, what's happened in the recent past is more important than what happened in ancient history when it comes to price action. Yeah, so I think a bullish bias here is okay. But just don't be surprised, you know, because again, you know, Minx gave a short signal, but we do have kind of an invalidation signal now here on the weekly time frame. So we would actually have entered here. And if the weekly closes like this, we would actually want to close this position out because this is an early exit signal. So for me, I would just be looking for renewed signs of vigor here. We want to see that. I would want to see that break up above 0.0296. And just for giggles, like if you did want to try the bottom trade right here, yeah, Quadrigo is essentially just saying, hey, yeah, that's fine, but invalidation below the local swing low and targets of 0.0298, 0.0305, and 0.3113. So good eye. I like this. I like the setup on the Thai baht. Gold rumored to hit 40K. Exactly, right? There's just going to be a demand for precious metals if there's geopolitical conflict, either hot or cold. Jordan Stotts asks me to check Vibranium. I didn't know we were in the fucking Marvel universe, dude. Is that just like Vibrate? That's like Vibrate, yeah. What is this Vibranium you speak of? I need a contract address or the ticker symbol. Let me just copy paste like exactly what you said, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, I spelled it just like you did, right? I went to school. I graduated. Prophet Bear says, but with Trump as president, I think things will take longer because of the certainty he brings, but that's just my opinion. Amen. But again, he brings certainty to a certain set of people in the United States. You can't look. You can't go on Reddit and tell me that there is not a swath of the population that feels very uncertain about literally everything. AKA technical machinist terms. No, I got you. I got you, AJ. Shout outs to the working class men in the audience. Let's check Hex. Yeah, let's do Hex. It's been a while since I've looked at Hex. Let's look at it on MEXC. Check out the daily. I mean, Hex has had a nice pop here along with everything else. Came pulse chain heating up. I mean, we were consolidating, you know, approximately at 0.13 for a long time and just kind of oscillating around that, just right around our EMAs. But we've had a nice breakout. We're in a bullish trend, right? Breakout above the 200 SMA, pullback, establish this. We do have a new higher base. So pretty bullish on Hex as long as we're above 0.2. Nice push up here. I'm just waiting for the 10 DEMA to catch up with price. So once the 10 DEMA is around not 48, then we could be looking for pushes higher on Hex. And obviously you can see here the pullback to the 10 DEMA was a nice pullback opportunity above all major moving averages. I think this looks quite nicely coming down to the 4-hour time frame. Rejection right here from the 4-hour baseline, but again we found support at the 50 DEMA, or not the 50 DEMA but the 50 EMA, excuse me. Yeah, I like Hex. I like Hex here. I think we are going to consolidate and ideally establish this as a new base, allow that daily 10 DEMA, allow this kind of 4-hour 50 EMA to catch up, and then potentially push up to something like, you know, getting close to like 0.1 would be my short-term targets there. How will the SEC investigation? It doesn't really look like the market is looking like cares about the SEC. I don't know, because I know that obviously the SEC is gonna have to, you know, from political pressure, abandon a lot of its anti-crypto sentiment because Trump is coming in like pro-crypto, and if you're in the way, get out the fuck out of the way. However, again, we still have a, you know, a nation of laws and rules, and I don't really know too much about the situation. All I know is that I sacrificed for Pulse Chain like very early on, and then was basically just holding that as a large unrealized loss. And it's only recently that that is then now like 10x. So happy days. Try looking into some of the agents on Virtual Protocol. A lot of BS, but there are some great ideas, functioning agents out there. Okay, yeah. That sounds cool. Check that out. Let me write that down here. Virtual Protocol agents. Are there any you recommend? Jesus is also on Solana. Very nice. Jesus could be a good Christmas trade. Hell yeah, man. It is the reason for the season. Yeah, I'm thinking this bounce gets sold into. I'm trying to buy support next year. Oh, on the tie back. Yeah, long term. I got you. For Wakanda. Crypto Bull, shout outs to you, brother. We want to look at radio. Let's look at radio. Did I not get water? I did all that and I didn't get water. I am a degen. Apologies, guys. We're going to take a brief break. I'm just going to go grab water again. Actually grab it this time because I didn't actually grab water last time. Don't go anywhere or else. Yes, 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 indeed. I need the contract address or something. There's too many. Is it this one on Solana? There's FOMO Radio and then there's Radio Kaka. Those are the popping ones right now. That's really all I'm seeing. Otherwise, I got to go to the GMGN. All right. I got you, man. Well, hold on. Well, I'm waiting for you. Well, Prophet Bear, I'm about to get some, I'm about to buy some Jesus. You were very kind and you sent me some. Yeah, here we go. Jesus on Solana. Doesn't want to load. I mean, I'm like happy to buy it on F. Just don't really feel like. Hold on, I gotta figure out what wallet I want to purchase with. Because if I'm gonna, I think I have it in my. Hold on, I gotta check the bank. Oh, I do have it in my hot wallet. Okay. Yeah, okay. This is fine. This is fine. I'm just gonna buy it on F. Jesus on Solana just has low liquidity. Yeah, it's all good. I'm just gonna buy it on. I'm just gonna buy it with my hot wallet. There we go. Yeah, Jesus on F. Is that right? No, this is on. I'm still on Solana for some reason. Here we go. Check out Twitter. Yeah, here we go. There's the coin I have. I have it. E70. There we go. Let's buy some Jesus. We gotta give it up to the Lord here, man. Just like 0.01. That's not enough. No, I want to buy. A little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. No. How about 0.3? 0.03. There we go. Buy $100 worth of Jesus. For $28 in gas. Why not? The Lord and Savior is definitely worth that. Jesus, take the wheel. All right, life's good. Jesus never rugs, man. Jesus only saves. If there's one thing I know of that I'm not going to get rugged on, it's Jesus. You're on the phone with a mortgage lender? Dude, when I said I was backing the truck up for Jesus, I meant I was backing the whole truck up. The whole truck. Well, that's easy. That's an easy one, man. See, you know, it's real hard to argue with a Christian. Like, if Jesus coin turns out to be a scam, then we just be like, well, it was God's will, man. You know what I mean? If it's not Bible coin, it's not kosher. Tell 80K is not enough, man. We need at least 120. We got to pump this market up, dude. Just like Elon and Vivek are going to pump up this Department of Government Efficiency. This is my, yeah. It's my baby right here. We got to pump up the jam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we are wont to do, let's descend in our final hours into the public marketplace of free speech that is X. Let's see here. Got this crypto boss dude shilling this NAI coin. Yeah, TA doesn't really work like that on shitcoins. You can think layer 2s as they exist today aren't perfect, but still be absurdly bullish on layer 2s and what they mean for Ethereum and ETH. At this point, if you're ignoring or only fudding, you will miss the biggest development in the entire space since the launch of Ethereum itself. Don't you guys love bull markets? Listen, let me tell you something. I never see more positivity on my timeline than when we're in a bull market. When we're in a bear market, everybody's salty. You know, Peter Schiff is all, you know, like, oh, I fucking told you Bitcoin was a scam. And I just like say everything, you know, this is the future of the world. Life's good. You know what I mean? Yeah, be hard. This is very good. You got to be dangerous to be a good person, man. Be hard to kill, and the qualities gained from that will spill over into the softer aspects of your life as well. People are definitely yeah, people are definitely shilling dog. All right, yep. Martial law over in South Korea. Let's resume the pump. Anthony Pomp saying if judges can violate the will of shareholders, then you don't have a private company, you have a state-run enterprise. Absolutely. Bitcoin is unburdened by what has been. Wow. Dog heavy on the timeline. Dog super heavy on the timeline. Can I, is that on? No. Dog's not on ByDFi. It's a rune anyways. Bitcoin runes. Let's go to the Unisat runes marketplace. And dog, go to moon. Let's see here. The cheapest one you could get is 566. Oh, here's one for 426. And the highest one right now is worth $9,500. Oh no, there's one for 14,000 and 19,000 and 31,000 and 47,000, mind you. Cat go to moon. I have some of these. I have a Satoshi Nakamoto rune. And I have runes. I can't remember what, I haven't looked at my runes in a long time. Anarcho Cat Bus was the one that kind of popped off at the beginning. But uncommon goods. I minted these, but I just haven't checked the value of my uncommon goods in a while. But I just bought them when they launched, as you do, as you do. You just buy the new things. Can someone call Dan Pina? His motivation course was $100,000. The irony is Bitcoin did not go to zero. One BTC and one free Dan Pina course. Yeah, Dan, listen, Dan Pina, he's got some, you know, like interesting things, but all of these, all of them, right? Like, there's a huge difference between the Dan Pinas and the Andrew Tates of the world and like the Jordan Petersons of the world. You know what I mean? Similar concept, right? You know, you pay to go see them speak, but, and you know, ostensibly like the idea is to like pump you up and fill you full of knowledge. But there's just a vast difference. First off, in cost, right? Like, you know, you can go see Jordan Peterson for like $100, right? And I don't know, man. I don't know. There's no, I mean, the reality is there are so many people out there who will try to sell you on something ridiculously expensive and claim that it's going to dramatically change your life. Like, and listen, like, I have to be honest with the fact, like, I'm an individual that sells a product. All right. I don't charge you $100,000 for you to come in and learn some ancient secret guru trading secrets. Our product is $180 a month, a little under $2,000 a year. And most of our members can make that back in a few trades. It's not insane. We're very competitively priced in the market. You know, supply and demand. I don't charge exorbitantly more than any other group out there, and I just simply teach you the tricks and skills that I've learned. I provide you with good products like indicators. And so there's just a world of difference compared to other people out there doing the same thing, selling courses for like $10,000 a course. It's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. And that's with like a skill. Like that's with like a skill, because I'll teach you how to make indicators, program indicators, apply indicators, understand indicators, build a strategy with indicators. All right. So that's a skill that I've learned over time, and I'm quite good at it. So I can save you a lot of time and energy with my skill and with our community. But when we're talking about like how to be a better person, all the knowledge is out there for free. Okay. All that knowledge is out there for free. You just, well, I mean, you buy some books or you can read the books online for free, and it's all simple, right? Like if you are living a life right now and you're unhappy and you're not happy with where you're at in life, I mean, you can do a lot of simple things that you don't got to pay anybody advice for. And everybody knows these things if they have any common sense. All right. The number one thing you can immediately do right now if you don't like your life is change your diet. Start eating healthy. Number 2, start working out regularly. All right. Number 3, get good sleep. Number 4, stop drinking and doing drugs. Number 5, stop sleeping around. If you do those 5 things, which are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, if you just get yourself in a good place, then you can move on to the other things, like clean your house, be tidy, go look for a job, right? Go look for a better job. Like, we can't control certain crappy things, and we certainly didn't choose who we were born to be. We didn't, you know, get a choose in that lottery. But we have the power to say no, and we have the power to control our actions. It's crazy, right? It's absolutely insane, isn't it, Prophet Bear? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been streaming for 2 hours. It is time to end. I want to thank you guys very, very, very much for joining me for yet another time. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the show. Quick promos before we go. Make sure you guys go over to ByDFi. It is the second link in the description, official exchange partner of the channel. We are currently having our Christmas season trading competition, $2,000 prize pool, and we are adding $100 for certain trading volume milestones that we hit. The top 5 traders will share 80% of that prize pool, and the remaining 20% will be distributed to 20 traders with over $100 in trading volume. Over on ByDFi, you'll be able to trade over 600 pairs, access up to 200x leverage, 0% spot trading fees, with the VIP level 1 fee advantaged account that you're going to get from signing up with the link in the description. You're going to get 17% off your trading fees as well on your futures trading. And they're also KYC and VPN free, so very friendly to North Americans and Canadians. So do not let restrictive policies or restrictive companies prevent you from profiting in the bull market. Make sure to go sign up at ByDFi with that link in the description. And of course, if you guys want access to the premium indicators you've seen on screen, if you guys want access to our community where you'll see my alpha report every morning and every evening, if you guys want, you'll also I also alert you on every time I buy and sell anything. You'll get access to our private community, weekly mentoring sessions, and one-on-ones with me. You can find all that information on our website at krakencryptocurrency.com. If you found value, make sure to like and subscribe, share this video around. It helps out more than you could possibly imagine. You guys are why I continue to come back here every single day. So I thank you for your alpha. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your wisdom. And overall, I hope that you guys do very well today. Trade safely, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers now.